Good morning, Kristi.
Good morning.
Kristi Scholz.
Yes.
My first question for you, Kristi, is where do you find happy pills that you must take every day?
Chocolate. Chocolate is my happy pill.
Well, I've never seen you as a downer. I mean, there's some. First of all, you love your work, don't
I
you?
do.
Yes.
I love my job.
How long have you been at Maria?
In September, it'll be 21 years.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, thank you. And where did you study your nursing?
I went to St. Vincent School of Nursing in Toledo.
Had you lived in Toledo, or were you in?
Nope, I grew up in Adrian.
Right down the street.
Right down the street, literally right down the street from the hospital.
Do you live right down the street now?
No, we live in Onstead.
And you said we. Who's that?
That's my husband and our 2 children. Of course, my daughter doesn't live at home at the moment. She's a sophomore at Siena Heights.
And is she loving that?
Yes, she does. She's studying education.
Oh.
She wants to be an elementary teacher.
Oh, God bless. Isn't it amazing how God provides for people to have that energy and focus?
Yes, absolutely.
In their life? Well, and with you to be a nurse, have you wanted to be one since you were high?
As long as I can remember, yeah. I don't know what other profession I would ever
What
want to do.
inspired you, or who inspired you?
Well, when I was a small child, I had asthma and allergies, and so I had to go to the doctor quite a bit. And the nurse at the doctor's office was wonderful, and so I really liked what she did, and thought that would be a good idea.
I want to be like her.
Yep.
And where did you first serve once you had your RN?
Here.
Oh.
I graduated in December of '96, and then my husband and I got married the next week, and we lived in Hawaii for 6 months because he was finishing his school year teaching, and then we traveled Europe for the summer, and when we came back, I started applying for jobs and was hired here in September.
Well, how did you even know there was a need here?
My sister-in-law, Margaret, had said, oh, you should go see if the sisters have any positions available. So I applied and was hired part-time.
Did you know what you were getting into?
No. I was raised Catholic, but, and you know, you always hold the sisters
Yeah.
To a high esteem.
Yes.
So
Did you have the sisters in school?
I did not, no, but my dad did.
Okay.
So.
Yes. He died recently, did he?
No, my mom did.
Your mom.
My mom
Yes,
died a couple
yes.
years ago.
How's your dad doing?
He's doing well. He's in Florida right now.
Well, that sounds good.
Yes, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, I know you have a great love for your family.
I do.
So your daughter's at Siena, and
My son is a senior at Onstead, and he is trying to decide what school he'd like to go to. So.
are you twisting his arm at all?
No. He doesn't want to be close to home. He wants to be a couple hours away. So he's looking maybe at Central Michigan, or he'd like maybe Michigan State or Xavier in Cincinnati.
Oh, great.
So.
Well, God knows.
Yes, exactly.
And he's not telling right now.
No, he hasn't
no.
decided yet.
Where did you first minister here in Maria when you?
When I first started working here, I was working part-time on For Maria.
Part-time?
Part-time on the afternoon shift.
And then you were hired full-time when?
I started working full-time, I'm trying to think. I worked afternoon shift until Michael went to school all day.
Okay.
And then I went to day shift. Maybe I had worked here for 10 years, maybe, when I started working full-time.
And you must have had pregnancy leave during that.
I did,
during
yes.
that
I
time.
actually started working here, and about 8 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant with Jordan, and then had her, and then 2 years later had Michael. All while working on For Maria.
I first met you when you were in one of the offices that the doctor now uses
Yes.
in Maria here. And then somehow you got shifted out of there. I forget why.
Because they decided that all of the Maria communities were going to have a nurse on the community, and so they wanted me to move my office to Regina, which is the sisters I
You
serve.
had an interim office that you
Oh,
could
in the
hardly
little
turn
yes,
around in.
the little closet. That was because we were waiting for the literacy center to move to the academy.
Oh, I remember that. It used to be a waiting room.
Yes,
How you ever operated in that space?
I'm not quite sure.
No. But happy day.
Yes,
You're in the space that was the literacy center where all the desks were, where all the learning.
yes.
Yeah, so good energy there. When
Yep,
you,
absolutely.
Before you.
It's a beautiful view.
Yes. Did you ever realize it would be such an enormous position? I mean, job. I mean, ministry. I mean,
No, but as the sisters get older, it does become
yes,
a little more challenging.
yes. How many are in Regina?
Are
Are
maybe
s-
80, 88,
Oh my.
maybe.
Well, then you
Almost
have
a full house.
huge. You have a huge job to keep track of that number of aging sisters.
Yes. Plus, I oversee the sisters in a Weber Center in the neighborhood as well.
Do you go and say to Sandy Place, I need a raise?
Yeah. There are times when I say you don't pay me enough, yes, but
Have you any memory of sisters who might have died while they were living in Regina? Not many, I wouldn't.
No, the only one who was close was Evangeline.
Yeah.
She stuck her heels in and did not want to move.
Uh-huh.
She didn't want to go to Maria or come to Maria.
Uh-huh.
But she did die later the day that we brought her over to Maria.
Mhm.
That was probably the one who stayed the longest.
Just the one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was hard, I'm sure.
It was a little challenging, yes.
Yes. And you have an assistant.
I do.
Yes.
Yes, I have. Amy works 10 days a pay period. She works 4 hours a day for me, and then we have a fill-in person when Amy's not here.
That helps, doesn't it?
It does help.
Yeah.
Yes, Amy's a huge resource
Mhm.
for me.
So you order the medication, you distribute the medication, you counsel, you also advise,
Yes,
and that's probably the hardest part of your job.
it can be. Yes, yes.
What's the joy?
The sisters appreciate me. I like that they are thankful that I'm here.
Yes.
I know that they
Have
often,
confidence in
yes,
you.
and they often tell me
Yeah.
that they're blessed that I'm here.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful
So.
to hear, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're blessed that you're here. I hope you know that.
Thank
That
you.
was the one deciding factor that I had to bounce over before I moved to Maria, was I won't see Kristi anymore.
I know. I do have some sisters who live in Maria now who come see me.
Oh.
And then when they leave, I call their nurse and tell the nurse that she was here to see me and tell them what
Oh,
her
that's
concern
great.
was.
Well, they had because of confidence, I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you do to have fun in your life?
We have a couple, my husband and I, we hang out with a certain group of friends and we do lots of things with them. We go on trips and lots of family time. I love it when my kids are home and we have a dog.
What is your husband's name?
Dan,
Dan. And is he a teacher? Is that what
he's a guidance counselor.
here in
In Onstead.
Glenawee? Onstead.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Well, that's a wonderful job too.
Yes.
Serving young people, getting them in the right direction.
Mhm.
Hopefully,
Yes.
there's so many challenges today.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of challenges, what do you find are your challenges?
My challenges?
Major challenges at home or here?
When I can't help somebody
Mm.
when they need it. If there's something whether I missed something, or they don't want to hear what I have to say that might make things better for them. Yeah, I feel bad when I can't help somebody.
What is the feeling when you get a call from the desk that one of the sisters has not called in?
That's a little bit of a sinking feeling.
Because you have to go check.
I do have to go check on them. I've only found one person in Regina that was on the floor. That's why she didn't call in. But she was okay. She's still with us. It's a bit of a challenge, I would say. That's my challenge. Challenge is my word.
Yes.
It can be unnerving because I knock on the door, I ring the doorbell, and if they don't say anything,
what you're going to see. And do you meet regularly with Sandy Place, the nursing director?
We do. We meet every week as a team. The interdisciplinary team meets once a week on Tuesday mornings, and we talk about what's going on with all the sisters if they have any issues.
Nurse managers also?
Yes. And then administration. Yes.
And with who else joins that sacred circle?
Nilda Rao, Mary Ray Waller, the social worker, Sandy Stopp, and physical therapy.
Every Tuesday. Yes.
We kind of just update how everybody's doing. If there's any changes, and we talk about the sisters who are temporarily in Maria that live in Regina, just so I can stay in the loop on how they're progressing.
It's really wonderful that the sisters in Regina have a dining room, or as we say, the cafe.
The cafe, yes.
Yes, because that
very
walk
nice.
over to Man, even the walk to Maria.
It can be.
Yes.
Very far.
Yes, if we could just level that.
That would be really great.
Yes.
By the rose room.
Yes, by the rose room. I noticed there are a couple of chairs there.
There are.
Just in case. So what's your joy of working with the sisters?
I like that they're all women. And I don't know why, because I took care of men when I was in nursing school. But there's kind of a oneness about us. I mean, not that I'm a nun, but I just feel like we're all one.
And we each have our focus.
We do.
Yes.
And everybody's got their quirks, including myself. But I appreciate all that the sisters represent, and their independence.
I'm sure you get overwhelmed sometime when you know the whole story.
Sometimes, yes. Yep.
You know,
Yes.
that's why I think the interviews help us to know some of the things that, might have been hidden
Right.
and we've never been trained to boast.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know if that's the right way to say it.
Right.
I just remember one of our sisters who got a PhD, and when she came back to campus, she was cleaning the toilets,
Yeah.
So the pride was not part of our training.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And some sisters share their story, and some don't.
Yeah.
Some I know much better personally, just from what they share with me. And then some you find out sometimes after they've passed away.
I know, that's the
Yeah.
sad part. And then, do you eat right here on campus at noontime?
I
or-
usually go to Weber. I have a couple of friends at Weber that we eat lunch with.
Oh, great.
It's kind of nice. I just walk. If it's nice enough, I walk across the courtyard. But it just gets me out of my space for a little
Yes.
bit.
And you don't have to see any nurses or patients. on the
No,
way.
and if I do, they usually stop me and tell me something.
Yes.
But
The ache here, the ache there. Yes.
yes.
What would you say to someone if you were interviewing them for a position with you, maybe as an assistant? Because I would think someday you're going to need a nurse or, a full-time assistant. What would you
Well,
want to
first
make
of all,
sure?
are they flexible?
Oh,
We have an open door policy, and it's first come, first serve unless there's a major emergency. We just kind of roll with it. So is it somebody who can just
roll with it.
roll with it? We never know who's walking in the door or who's going to call on the phone with what complaint they might have or what need they might need from me. So we just, and Amy, who's here most days with me, is very calm and very laid back. So
Thank God.
she's a blessing for sure.
So she's the one that slips the happy pills to you.
Yeah.
Because you
Yes.
start your morning off with a smile. I know that. That's pretty remarkable. And that's a gift in itself.
Thank you.
Yes. Because you never know what another person's day is.
No,
And we do have downs as well as ups.
we do.
Well, thank
Some
you
rough
so
days.
much. Is there anything else
Nope.
we want to know about you?
I don't think so.
No.
I usually wear my heart on my sleeve,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And your mother lives in the area?
No, my mom passed away a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
But your dad.
But
yeah.
he does. He has a house here, and then he has a place in Florida as well.
So you go visit him?
I
Yeah.
haven't in a couple of years, but just because
Yeah.
life happens, and
Yeah.
I haven't gotten there.
Well, you're so fortunate to have the family you have.
Thank you.
Yes. God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You know that.
Thank you. I love you too.
Yes.